Hello guys, this is Average Trader and welcome to week 40 of our trade logging series. This week we broke even, and as funny as that sounds, it was a very tough week trading. There were a lot of things that went right and wrong, and we'll discuss that later in the slides. Quick reminder, if you do want to see all of this happen live, head on over to our website. We're the only chat room on the market that has a profit promise guarantee, right? So if we don't make any money for any given month for any reason, you get your full amount refunded to you. And we're the only chat room on the market that does that. So without further ado, let's get straight into the first trade of the week. And the first trade of the week was plug 923 by 913. We took this on a double bottom breakout at 23. It was an aggressive 23. I think a better entry was around 27, right, to confirm that we're breaking out of this double bottom. But we saw that it gave us a higher low, and we took the more aggressive entry and got 1R out of it. And it pulled right back down after hitting our 1R target. So this is one of those times where 2R target would not have hit target, but 1R did. Next trade we took was Oxy, 62.93 by 62.73, and we got stopped out of this thing. And we took this off of a 2-minute or 1-minute breakout, right? But unfortunately, after we saw this big red engulfing bar, we knew this thing was done, right? I trade a lot on turnaround bars, and when you see a breakout in a engulfing bar, usually 9 times out of 10, it just means the computers on Wall Street got you, and there's not really much we can do about this. So we got stopped. Next trade we took was the SPY, 415.19 by 415.40, and we took this on a super aggressive breakdown. And what gave me the confidence to take this trade is we took this after the green bar right here got engulfed, right? This is what we call a bull sandwich, because there is a green bar in between 2 big red bars, and this is a huge bearish sign. I know it's a bull sandwich, but it's a bearish sign, right? And so we took the very tight stop of 415.40 right up here, and we got 2R pretty easily. Next trade we took was ABT, 109.30 by 108.70, and unfortunately we got stopped out of this thing. We took this on a buy setup that we tried to take. Unfortunately, you can see on the 1 minute this topping tail right here triggered us in and stopped us out below this this previous bounce right here. Very aggressive trade. I think had we used 108.50, we would have gotten a better chance of hitting target, but sometimes every trader is different, right? I like using more tight stops so that way we hit our targets more often, but one of the downsides of that is sometimes you will get stopped out on these topping tail, bottoming tail plays, right, where it puts in a topping tail, triggers you in, and puts in a bottoming tail and stops you out. So it's a give and take, right? And feel free to manage trades however you would like. But yeah, I got stopped out of this personally. Next trade you took was Apple, 166.05 by 165.75, and we got 1R out of this pretty easily. And we took this off of a bottoming tail, because remember, right, if we combine this red bar right here and this green bar right here, we get a bottoming tail, right? I know the 2 minutes it seems like a huge engulfing bar, but look how many times this thing stopped at 166, right? So when it came all the way down to 166.05, we took it and gave it a stop loss under this previous resistance, which now turned into support, right? And we got 1R pretty easily. And I think this trade actually went 2R. So if you were in the chat room and you took this, you would have gotten 2R out of it, and I only got 1R, unfortunately. Next trade we took was also Apple on a different day, 167 by 166.75, and we got stopped out of this thing. So you can see we took this off of an engulfing green bar, and this time this is called a bear sandwich, right? And a bear sandwich is a huge bullish sign, right? So after this green bar, we tried to take it at 167. Unfortunately, and this does not happen often, guys, we don't see the this is what I call barcodes, right? Because it's a green, red, and full bars too, right? We don't see this very often. Unfortunately, after this huge green bar, this red bar engulfed and stopped us out. And yeah, that was the trade. And next trade was Google 106.60 by 106.15, and we got stopped out of this thing as well. We took this off of a 2-minute or 1-minute breakout. Unfortunately, once again, we got triggered in on this topping tail. This time, you know, the wider stop would have stopped out, but our stop 106.15 right here below these you know, 2 bottoming tails also stopped out, and it's very unfortunate, right? 2 times this week we got stopped out by a topping tail entry, and you know, what can you do about it, right? Very, very aggressive trades. One of the points that I want to home in on is that a even more passive trade was to take this at 106.70 area, right? So above these topping tails, instead of trying to sneak your way in an anticipated entry like I did. And the reason we use anticipated entries, like in the textbook says, right, is because, you know, many times if you take breakouts, you're not going to get filled at 106.60 right after the breakout, you know, happens, right? You're not going to get filled. And it's as simple as that. So sometimes we take these stops because these topping tails tag us in our anticipation entry and stop us out right after, and it's always unfortunate when that happens. And that is all of the trades this week. Once again, we did not make any money. I think I made like maybe $100 because I have $1,000 per hour, but you know, it's really negligible. And you know, it is what it is, and hopefully next week we make some money, right? And if you do want to see all of this live, head on over to our website. If you have any further questions or comments, you can put them in the comment section below or join our Discord. I'm very, very active there. Otherwise, I will see you guys next week for the continuation of our trade logging series. Have a nice day, guys. Bye bye.